Folks, let me tell you something. Professional wrestling, or sports entertainment as some like to call it, is more than just big guys and gals duking it out in the ring. Oh, the bumps are real, believe me, I've got the scars and the missing teeth to prove it. But what truly grabs you, what keeps you coming back week after week, year after year, is the story. It's the drama, the suspense, the feeling that you're part of something bigger. These stories are the lifeblood of what we do, turning simple contests into epic confrontations that people talk about for generations. It's like a living, breathing comic book right before your very eyes. These narratives, these grand tales, they don't just happen by accident, no sir. They are carefully built, piece by piece, like a master craftsman building a beautiful, if sometimes painful piece of furniture. You have your heroes, your good guys, the ones you cheer for until your voice is hoarse. Then you have your villains, your bad guys, the ones you love to hate, who make your blood boil. And sometimes, just sometimes, those lines get a little blurry, don't they? That's when things get really interesting. The structure is there to guide you, to take you on an emotional roller coaster. It all starts with a simple idea, maybe a look, a word, or a single action. From that tiny seed, a mighty oak of a storyline can grow. We see characters develop right in front of us. They change, they evolve, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. Just like in real life, huh? These arcs can span weeks, months, or even years. Think about it. You watch someone start as a rookie, full of dreams, and then see them climb the mountain to become a champion or fall from grace in a heartbreaking betrayal. That's powerful stuff. And it's this careful construction, this commitment to the long game, that makes WWE storylines so compelling. It's not just about who wins or loses a match on any given Tuesday or Friday night. It's about the journey. It's about the why. Why are these two individuals at each other's throats? What's at stake? What are the consequences? When you invest in these stories, you're investing your emotions. And believe me, when that investment pays off, there's no feeling quite like it in the world. It's pure magic, plain and simple. Every great story in WWE, every feud that had you on the edge of your seat started somewhere small. It might have been an accidental bump backstage, a misunderstood comment in an interview, or even a longing glance at a championship belt. These are the little seeds. They're planted carefully, sometimes so subtly you barely notice them at first. But they're there, waiting for the right moment, the right conditions, to sprout and grow into something truly memorable. It's like a detective story, where the early clues are laid out for the keen-eyed fan. Think about it. A wrestler might start acting a little differently. Maybe they're a bit more aggressive, or perhaps they're suddenly too friendly with someone they used to despise. These little changes in behavior are often the first signs that something big is brewing. The announcers might pick up on it, dropping little hints. The camera might linger on a particular facial expression. These are all tools used to water that tiny seed, to give it a little bit of sunshine, and to get the fans wondering, what's going on here? These initial moments are crucial. They lay the foundation for everything that's to come. If the seed isn't planted right, the whole story can feel a bit weak, a bit forced. But when it's done well, oh boy, it's a thing of beauty. You start to see the potential for conflict, the possibility of a new rivalry, or maybe even an unexpected alliance. It's all about building anticipation. It's about making you want to know what happens next. That's the hook, the thing that keeps you invested from the very beginning. And it's not always about immediate fireworks either. Sometimes these storylines simmer for a while. They build slowly, week by week, adding layers of complexity. A wrestler might be on a losing streak, their frustration growing. Another might be on top of the world, but you see the cracks starting to appear in their confidence or their relationships. These slow burns can be incredibly effective because they feel more real, more earned when things finally explode. It's all part of the grand design, the art of telling a long-form story in the squared circle. So, you've got your seed planted, and it's been watered with a bit of intrigue and suspicion. Then comes the moment, the incident, the point of no return. This is when the storyline truly kicks into high gear. It could be a shocking betrayal, a brutal attack, or a moment of blatant disrespect that simply cannot be ignored. Whatever it is, it's the spark that lights the fuse. And suddenly, things escalate. The tension that was simmering beneath the surface now boils over for everyone to see, and it's usually spectacular. This initial explosion is designed to grab your attention and make you say, "Whoa, did you see that?" It's the moment that defines the conflict and sets the stakes. Maybe a lifelong friendship is shattered with a steel chair shot to the back. Perhaps a dominant champion is humiliated in a way they never thought possible. These moments are burned into our memories. I can tell you, being on the receiving end of some of those moments, well, it's not pleasant, but it sure makes for good television, doesn't it? It makes you feel something powerful. Once that first major incident occurs, the storyline starts to snowball. The wrong party is out for revenge. The aggressor is looking to solidify their dominance or prove their point. Every interaction between them becomes charged with electricity. Interviews become heated. Backstage segments become battlegrounds. Even their matches take on a new level of intensity. Each week, the writers and the performers look for ways to raise the stakes, to make the conflict even more personal, even more desperate. It's a constant game of one-upmanship, and this escalation is key. It keeps the audience engaged. If a storyline just stays at the same level, people get bored. But if it keeps growing, if the challenges get bigger and the dangers get greater, then you're hooked. You have to see how it's going to end. Will good triumph over evil? Will the underdog get their moment? Or will the villain reign supreme? The beauty of it is, you never quite know for sure, and that's what makes tuning in each week so darn exciting. It's a wild ride, and the escalation is the fuel that powers it. Now, if you want to talk about a storyline that took its sweet time, built incredible layers, and redefined a character, you gotta talk about Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. For years, folks, Roman was pushed as the top good guy, the next big thing. And while he had his successes, let's be honest, a lot of fans just weren't buying it. It felt a little forced. But then, something changed. He took some time off, came back, and aligned himself with Paul Heyman, and the tribal chief was born. This wasn't just a new gimmick, it was a transformation. This storyline wasn't just about Roman winning matches, though he did plenty of that, believe me. It was about power, family, manipulation, and the crushing weight of responsibility. Roman wasn't just a champion, he was the head of the table. He demanded acknowledgement, not just from his opponents, but from his own flesh and blood, the USOs and later Solo Sikoa. We saw him systematically break them down, gaslight them and bend them to his will, all in the name of family and dominance. It was uncomfortable to watch at times, but it was absolutely captivating. The genius of the Bloodline saga was its long-term nature. Little cracks would appear in the family's unity. Jey Uso's initial defiance, then his reluctant submission. Jimmy Uso's struggles with his brother's loyalty to Roman. Sami Zayn's incredible emotional journey as the honorary Uso, and his eventual heartbreaking betrayal by Roman. Each chapter added more depth, more emotional stakes. We saw betrayal, yes, but we also saw moments of twisted loyalty, fear, and a desperate desire for acceptance. It felt like a Shakespearean drama playing out in a wrestling ring. And the payoffs, oh man, the payoffs were huge. When Jey Uso finally stood up to Roman, the crowd reaction was deafening. When Sami Zayn turned on Roman at the Royal Rumble, it was one of the most electric moments I've seen in years. These weren't just wrestling angles, they were deeply emotional stories about family dynamics, abuse of power, and the struggle for individual identity. Roman Reigns became the must-see villain, the final boss, and the entire WWE universe revolved around him and his family. It showed just how powerful a well-crafted, long-term storyline can be. Section 5. Battlegrounds of Legend. The impact of special matches. In the world of WWE, not all matches are created equal. Sure, a standard one-on-one contest can be a classic, but sometimes a storyline gets so big, so intense, that it needs a special kind of battleground to settle the score. That's where matches like the Royal Rumble, Hell in a Cell, or Money in the Bank come into play. These aren't just gimmick matches, they are narrative devices. They provide a unique stage to escalate a feud, create unforgettable moments, or even change the course of a wrestler's career in an instant. Take the Royal Rumble, for example. 30 superstars, one ring, and a shot at a WrestleMania main event on the line. The Rumble match itself is a story generator. You see surprise entrants, shocking eliminations, temporary alliances formed and just as quickly broken. Who will outlast everyone else? Who will betray their friend to get one step closer to glory? It's a test of endurance, strategy, and sometimes just plain luck. Winning the Rumble can make a career. I should know, I've been in a few of those chaotic brawls myself. Then you have something like Hell in a Cell. Folks, that structure is not a playground. It's a place where rivalries go to end, often in the most brutal fashion imaginable. When two superstars are locked inside that unforgiving cage, you know things have gotten personal. There's no escape. It's designed for pure, unadulterated punishment and resolution. I've had some experiences in that cell, some that I'd rather forget, but they certainly made an impact on the story, and on my body. It signifies the ultimate culmination of a heated feud. And let's not forget Money in the Bank. The briefcase hanging above the ring containing a contract for a championship match anytime, anywhere. The ladder match itself is a spectacle of high-flying risks and daredevil stunts. But the real story begins, someone wins that briefcase. The constant threat of the cash-in adds a layer of suspense to every championship match for up to a year. Will they cash in when the champion is down and vulnerable? The anticipation is incredible. These special matches are more than just spectacles. They are vital storytelling tools in the WWE arsenal. Section 6. Truth stranger than fiction. When real life crashes the party. Sometimes, folks, the most compelling storylines in WWE are the ones that blur the lines between what's scripted and what's real. When real-life events, real emotions, and real-world circumstances bleed into the on-screen product, it can create a level of drama and investment that's hard to replicate. These moments make you lean in, make you question what you're seeing, and make you feel an even deeper connection to the performers and their journeys. It's when the curtain is pulled back, just a little bit. Think about the return of Edge. Here's a guy who was forced to retire due to a career-threatening neck injury. We all thought his story was over. Then years later, against all odds, he makes a miraculous comeback at the Royal Rumble. The roar of that crowd, the genuine emotion on his face, that wasn't just a character returning, that was Adam Copeland, the man reclaiming his dream. That real-life struggle, that triumph over adversity, it made his subsequent storylines incredibly powerful. Every spear, every match felt like a bonus, a gift. And then there's the curious case of CM Punk. His infamous pipe bomb promo where he aired grievances that felt all too real, sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. When he left WWE, many thought they'd never see him back. His return, years later, was one of those "I can't believe this is happening" moments. The anticipation, the speculation, the sheer unlikelihood of it all. It was fueled by years of real-life drama and fan desire. That kind of return transcends typical storytelling. It becomes a cultural event. These instances where real-life narratives intertwine with the fictional world of WWE create a unique kind of magic. It reminds us that behind the characters, there are real people with real struggles, ambitions, and emotions. It makes their triumphs feel more earned and their setbacks more poignant. It adds a layer of authenticity that can elevate a good storyline into something truly legendary. It's that touch of reality that makes the fantasy world of WWE feel even more compelling and makes us, the fans, feel even more connected. Section 7. Friends today, enemies tomorrow. The art of the turn. One of the most powerful and frequently used tools in the WWE storytelling chest is the turn. This is when a wrestler switches from being a good guy, a face, to a bad guy, a heel, or vice versa. When done right, a turn can be shocking, heartbreaking, or even wildly satisfying. It can completely reinvigorate a character, create fresh matchups, and send a storyline spiraling in an exciting new direction. It's all about playing with the audience's expectations and their emotional investment in these performers. Think about some of the most infamous betrayals in WWE history. Hulk Hogan turning his back on the fans to form the NWO. Seth Rollins shattering the Shield with a chair shot to Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. These moments weren't just plot twists, they were seismic shifts in the WWE landscape. They created instant heat for the newly turned heel and immense sympathy for the betrayed face. The key is to build up the relationship, the trust, the camaraderie, so that when the turn happens, it feels like a genuine stab in the back. But turns aren't just about betrayal. Sometimes a heel can see the error of their ways, or earn the respect of the audience through their actions, leading to a face turn. This can be just as impactful. When a despised villain starts fighting for what's right, or stands up to an even bigger bully, the fans can get behind them in a big way. It's a redemption arc, and people love a good redemption story. It shows that characters, like real people, can change and evolve. The beauty of the turn lies in its ability to keep things fresh and unpredictable. Just when you think you know a character, they do something completely unexpected. These shifts in allegiance create new rivalries and new alliances. Former partners become bitter enemies. Old foes might find common ground against a new threat. It's a constant dance, a reshuffling of the deck that ensures the WWE universe is always dynamic and full of surprises. It keeps us guessing, and that's a huge part of the fun. Section 8. Press start to wrestle, living the story in video games. The epic stories of WWE don't just play out on our television screens or in packed arenas anymore. For decades now, WWE video games have given fans a chance to step into the boots of their favorite superstars and become part of the action themselves. These games aren't just about mashing buttons to win a match, they are an extension of the WWE universe, a way to engage with the characters and narratives on a whole new, interactive level. It's like being the director and the star of your own wrestling drama. Many WWE games feature robust story modes or career modes. In these, you can create your own wrestler and guide them through the ranks, from the Performance Center to the main event of WrestleMania. You experience the highs and lows, form alliances, make enemies, and chase championships. These modes often mirror the kind of storytelling we see on TV, complete with cutscenes, betrayals, and dramatic confrontations. It gives you a real sense of what it might be like to live the life of a WWE superstar without the actual bumps and bruises, thankfully. Beyond the dedicated story modes, the games allow fans to create their own dream matches and fantasy feuds. Ever wondered what would happen if a legend from the past faced a current champion? In the video game world, you can make it happen. You can book your own shows, decide who wins and loses, and essentially craft your own storylines. This level of creative control is a huge draw for fans, allowing them to explore what-if scenarios and keep their favorite rivalries alive long after they've concluded on television. Moreover, these games serve as a living archive of WWE history. You can play as superstars from different eras, reliving classic moments or creating new ones. They keep the legacies of legendary performers alive for new generations of fans, and with online modes, you can test your skills and your created storylines against other players from around the world. WWE video games are more than just games. They are a vital part of the fan experience, deepening the connection to the product and allowing everyone to feel like they're part of the show. Section 9. It's still real to us, dang it. The enduring power of the tale. At the end of the day, after all the bumps, the bruises, the high spots, and the pyrotechnics, what truly endures in WWE is the story. It's the emotional connection we forge with these larger-than-life characters and their incredible journeys. Whether you're cheering for the ultimate underdog to finally win the big one, or booing the dastardly villain who just cheated their way to victory, you're invested, you care. And that, my friends, is the real magic of professional wrestling. It's a shared experience, a communal passion. These storylines tap into something primal within us. Themes of good versus evil, betrayal and loyalty, ambition and redemption. These are timeless tales that resonate across cultures and generations. We see ourselves in these characters, in their struggles and their triumphs. We feel their pain, we celebrate their successes. It's a unique form of theater, one that invites you to suspend your disbelief and get lost in the drama. And when it's done right, there's nothing else quite like it. It can make you jump out of your seat, scream at your TV, or even shed a tear. The cultural impact of WWE storylines is undeniable. Catchphrases become part of everyday language, moments become iconic, replayed and discussed for years. Wrestlers become household names, transcending the ring to become movie stars, authors, and cultural figures. This is all built on the back of compelling narratives that capture the imagination. It's a testament to the skill of the writers, the dedication of the performers, and the passion of the fans who keep these stories alive. It's a world we can escape to, a world where heroes and villains battle for glory. So the next time you watch a WWE show, pay attention to the story being told. Look for the subtle hints, the character development, the rising action, and the emotional peaks, because that's where the true art lies. It's more than just wrestling, it's an ongoing saga, a modern-day epic that unfolds week after week. And for those of us who love it, who get caught up in the spectacle and the emotion, well, it's still real to us, dang it. And that's a beautiful thing. Have a nice day.